Hi, good evening, early morning. This is the Introduction to CISC 320. I'm Daniel Gilbert-Valencia and I will be your instructor for this course. Briefly, this course is an introduction to Windows 7. Why would you want an introduction to Windows 7? I mean, we're already on Windows 10. Well, if you are thinking of taking the A+ exam, the second test has a lot on Windows 7, Windows 8, nothing on Windows 10 yet usually, so this is a really important course to help prepare you to take that exam. Now, I'm going to go over briefly, in over about 10 minutes, some introductions, a little bit of information about the course and where to find the material, and also what to expect as an online or hybrid student. Okay, so one of the things that you're going to take care of this week is you're going to post an introduction to the discussion board. And in that introduction, it is best if you talk about who you are, why you took this class, and what you think you'll learn in this class. Also, be sure that you respond to a classmate. A lot of online learning can be quite lonely if you don't get to know your classmates. And there are a few reasons why you should definitely get to know your classmates. One of which is you're taking this class because you're obviously interested in computer information systems. Perhaps you want a career where you are in desktop support or help desk or network or security. Well, in your class are students who are already working in those careers. So if you are job hunting, or if you are thinking that you might want to move up the ladder, it's really best to get to know your classmates. Okay, so the ARC website, if you are new to online learning, you can find the ARC website at arc.losrios.edu, and there's also a d2l.losrios.edu link off the ARC website. This is how you get to our coursework in the learning management system. And then apps.losrios.edu, that is your student Gmail account. So be sure you check that out. If I send you messages, it's going to come to your apps.losrios.edu student Gmail account. Now, our coursework is all in D2L. So obviously you found this video, you found D2L, but there are a couple things that you should know. First, D2L, it is a course management system / learning management system, and it is web-based. It does not always work properly. If you run into issues, notice that there are lots of help desk resources on the side. You can also call the 800 number or email the Los Rios help desk. The most common issue is with the login page, especially if you are on a smartphone or a tablet. You might find that the login page does not work. There is an alternate login posted in that case that you can use to get to your coursework. Alright, so don't forget to get help if you need it. A lot of students may not call in whenever there's an issue. That just means the rest of us have to wait for it to get resolved, so please call in. One thing that you can do if you're really forgetful like I am is to go ahead and set your notifications in D2L in order to receive daily messages whenever things are due. So that would be under notifications in your settings, and then you can set it daily for a time that works for you. Alright, thing with D2L and pretty much every system you're going to use that's web-based is if something is not working, the first thing you want to do is try a different browser. D2L sometimes works really well in Firefox. It works awful in Internet Explorer. Chrome, it works pretty good usually, but not always. In Safari, it usually works pretty good. So be sure you have all 4 of those browsers, maybe not Internet Explorer, but Safari, Firefox, and Chrome installed on your computer if you have a computer. Scrolled too fast. Okay, don't forget to call the help desk though. The bottom line is this is technology, it goes wrong. The best thing that you can do is learn to navigate what to do when it goes wrong, because it will go wrong. Okay, online learning, positives, negatives. Positives, you can study in your underwear if you want. That's always great. Now, a lot of you may have kids, you have full-time jobs, you have all sorts of things going on. There could be health problems, all good reasons why online study might be the best solution for you. Now, although you have a lot of that flexibility that will help you ideally be successful because it's flexible, the negatives are it can be kind of isolating if you don't get to know your classmates and you don't make a contact with your instructor. So no one is making you make that contact except for the weekly discussion boards in this course. The weekly discussion boards are mandatory because we need to try to facilitate some student and instructor and student to student contact. So make sure that you do those each week. Also keep in mind what I mentioned earlier with that networking, looking for future jobs. Even if you're in the perfect job for you right now, I guarantee you that's not going to be the perfect job for you in 5 or 10 years. So be sure that you network. So once again, positives, flexibility, negatives are really the social isolation that comes with online learning if you do not make those connections. The second one, though, is the scheduling factor. To be successful as an online student, you really need to take control of your schedule and write everything in advance, make a plan for when you will study. For online courses, you don't have to come to class, so you still need to make the normal time that you would available like you would come to class. So a 1-unit course such as this, you'd be coming to class 1 hour a week. Now this is a course that's a lot packed into a short time, so this is an 8-week course, so really you'd be coming to class 2 hours a week. Now account for that 2 hours a week times 3, because normally you would do some study in there, so we're looking more like 6 hours a week of your dedicated time if you want to be truly successful in this course. Now one thing I'm going to let you in on is if your other professors are using D2L, they are going to be able to track exactly which topics you actually visited under content. They're going to be able to track how often you logged in, and oftentimes how long you spent on each of these topics if they really want to look that closely. So I will be using those tools. Be sure you stay engaged, because if you are not logging in, you may be dropped from this course. Alright, so this first week we're going to be making connections with people, because that is important. Practicing our good study habits. You're also going to be laying the groundwork for that second A+ exam. This Windows 7 material is once again very important. Just to highlight, once again, this is a 1-unit, 8-week class. Plan on spending at least 2 hours a week on this course. It's really 2 to 6, right? So we have this blocked out right here for up to, I believe it's 7 hours a week, but this is really the ballpark that you want to stay in. This gray area is the bare minimum to be successful. Okay, so communication. This is weekly, folks. Support. There's a discussion board that you can go and check out in D2L. There's also a support discussion board. So if you run into a question and you don't understand something in the course, you want to post to the discussion board first. If you email me directly, I'm just going to respond, have you check the discussion board. So post it to the discussion board and we'll see if I can answer it there. Also classmates can answer it. They may already know the answer. They can help you out. You expect a weekly video from me, such as this one. If you have a personal question, feel free to email me or call me directly for personal things. My office hours are posted on the syllabus, and they're pretty flexible though, so I'm keen to meet up with you if you need to at whatever times you need to. I won't always be available, but I will try. Be sure that you email me with CISC 350 plus your last name plus your first name. Otherwise, I have no control over the giant junk pile of emails that it may end up in. So I will generally respond to communications, emails, calls within 48 hours, but really it's more like 24 hours or less. If any emails don't meet this format though, once again, giant junk pile of emails is where it will go. And also, if you do not hear from me in this 48-hour period, please contact me again. I want to be sure I answer your questions. Alright, so general policies for this course. You got to show up. This is an online course, so attendance means logging into D2L. Be nice. Discussion boards. We want to keep it polite and constructive. We are all professionals in this course, and we are all trying to make contacts with each other. So no matter what you see going on, maybe you don't agree with the way someone's communicating, I want you to try to be the solution. Now, in the workforce, for me, for success, it's all about being the solution. There's going to be lots of problems that are going to pop up everywhere you go, but if you could try to find the solution, then especially if you're doing it on the discussion board in the discussion board area where somebody is asking a question, I give you a few points extra credit if you are giving a good solution to a fellow classmate. Okay, so your coursework is all under content. So if you're confused, you don't know where to go ahead and click on content, and that's where you should see instructions for each week. The instructions will usually look like this. We have week 1 overview. You would click on week 1 overview, and then you would get a list of tasks and points and tips for that week. I post grades pretty regularly, so please go ahead and check your grades each week. If you see something you don't like, contact me directly. I can't talk about grades on the discussion board, so I do need you to email me if you see something incorrect, and I will take care of it as fast as possible. Okay, questions. If you have questions, then please go to D2L and post them on the support discussion board. Once again, I am looking forward to talking with all of you. I have a little bit of a summary about who I am in the D2L shells, one of the last items. One last thing, the book is open source, so no need to spend money. The material in the open source book is just as good as the $60 book, so I thought we would try the open source and see how that works. Now, once again, I'm Daniel Gilbert-Valencia, and this is a very late/early video, and you expect to see these once a week. Have a good night, everyone.